Getting a good night's sleep can drastically improve your quality of life. People with healthy sleeping habits do better in school, at work, and even in their social life. But insomnia plagues a huge part of the population and keeps them from succeeding. Today, we're learning tricks to help you fall asleep. This strategy might sound intense, but it's been used for decades by militaries all over the world. Military leaders came up with the system when they realized many of their pilots were making terrible, avoidable decisions due to stress and the resulting sleeplessness. Even when pilots clocked off, they couldn't relax and they couldn't sleep, so their stress and fatigue built up until they made a fatal error. The first step is to relax the muscles in your face, including your tongue, jaw, and the muscles around your eyes. Then drop your shoulders as low as they'll go, before relaxing your upper and lower arm on one side and then the other. The third step is to breathe out. Relax your chest, and then finally, relax your legs, starting with your thighs and then your lower legs. After 10 seconds of deep relaxation, the next step is to completely clear your mind. Studies showed that this method works after only 2 minutes. Taking a bath or shower has long been a staple of bedtime routines around the world, but there was no hard evidence that it helped people fall asleep more easily. That all changed recently, when a study was published in the journal Sleep Medicine Reviews. In their analysis, the researchers at the University of Texas found that the ideal temperature of a hot bath for sleep quality was between 104 and 109 degrees Fahrenheit, and that soaking in these warm waters approximately 90 minutes before bedtime could help you fall asleep a full 10 minutes faster. Taking a warm shower or bath at this time improves the temperature circadian rhythm, helping people fall asleep more quickly and improving sleep quality, explained the study authors. When we looked through all studies, we noticed significant disparities in terms of the approaches and findings, explains Hagayeg. The only way to make an accurate determination of whether sleep can in fact be improved was to combine all the past data and look at them through a new lens. This is a fairly obvious tip, but sometimes it's easier said than done. Our electronics are extremely stimulating and can lead us to stay up much later than we prefer. In a recent study, participants who were using an e-reader before bed took an average of 10 minutes longer to fall asleep versus those who were reading a normal print book. Try reading a real book at night instead of doing anything on your phone or watching TV or Netflix, and you'll see how much sleepier you feel and how much more quickly you fall asleep. According to the Harvard study, reading a screen before sleeping will cause you to feel more sleepy and groggy when you wake up in the morning. Those who read from a screen before bed reported taking hours longer to fully wake up the next day, compared to those who read a printed book instead. Do yourself a favor and cut out all screens for at least an hour before you go to sleep. It's no secret that drinking coffee can leave us wired and jittery. Since caffeine enters your system through your stomach, you can feel its effects as quickly as 15 minutes after consumption. It stays in your system for many hours and takes approximately 6 hours for half of the caffeine you consume to be eliminated. Science shows us that even an afternoon cup of coffee can disrupt your sleep without you being aware of it. It also shows that the amount of caffeine in a single cup of coffee prepared in the same coffee shop can vary greatly. So even if you're used to an afternoon cup at home, getting an espresso from another coffee shop can keep you up all night. Caffeine prolongs light sleep, increases the number of awakenings, and shortens deep sleep. REM sleep is mostly unaffected. Without deep sleep, a person is likely to feel a lack of focus and increased daytime sleepiness, which calls for an additional cup of coffee. The 4-7-8 breathing method is a common fixture of both yoga and meditation. In order to master the technique, you should empty your lungs of air. Breathe in quietly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for a count of 7 seconds. Exhale forcefully through your mouth, pursing the lips and making a whoosh sound for 8 seconds, and repeat the cycle up to 4 times. The technique was conceived by Dr. Andrew Weil, a world-renowned Harvard-trained doctor with a focus on holistic health. Feeling in control of your breathing and body helps to soothe anxiety and improve mindset. It also has a physiological effect on the body because the deep breathing and increased oxygen make the body think that your mind is relaxed and encourages a resting heart rate. Journaling is a good practice for a number of reasons. It can help us process our problems and get in touch with our creative side, but the benefits don't stop there. Scientific studies have shown it to be essentially an antidote for modern life. There are obvious benefits, like a boost in mindfulness, memory, and communication skills, but studies have also found that writing in a journal can lead to better sleep, a stronger immune system, more self-confidence, and a higher IQ. In a study of 57 young adults, researchers from Baylor University and Emory University found that writing to-do lists, rather than writing about completed tasks, helped people fall asleep an average of 9 minutes faster, in about 16 minutes versus 25. That's an effect size comparable to recent pharmaceutical clinical trials, in which people taking sleep aids have fallen asleep 9 to 10 minutes faster than usual. Many people enjoy a midnight snack as a guilty pleasure before they go to sleep. But this is not only bad for your overall health, it can keep you awake at night. Certain foods and beverages act as stimulants that force your body into digestive mode as you're trying to revert to sleep mode. Caffeine is an obvious culprit, but so are proteins and foods packed with MSG, which behaves as a stimulant too. Heavy foods like meats and cheeses can also keep you up at night. Working out is great for your body and mind, and it can also help you get a good night's sleep. But for some people, exercising too late in the day can interfere with how well they rest at night. Researchers don't completely understand how physical activity improves sleep. We may never be able to pinpoint the mechanism that explains how the two are related, says Charlene Gamaldo of Johns Hopkins. In a recent study, researchers said participants who exercise reported that their sleep quality improved, raising their diagnosis from poor to good sleeper. They also reported fewer depressive symptoms, more vitality, and less sleepiness in the daytime. Exercise can decrease stress and the symptoms and severity of both anxiety and depression. Frequent physical activity helps your body produce endorphins and proteins that encourage the growth of new nerve cells. These biological changes can improve emotional regulation and counteract anxiety and mood disorders. Exercise can also provide a sense of routine and confidence that may be empowering in the face of depression and anxiety. The benefits to sleep from exercise have been found in the elderly population as well, which is especially important because sleeping problems become increasingly common with aging. Aromatherapy cannot cure insomnia or its root cause, but using calming and relaxing essential oils before your intended bedtime can potentially help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep until your intended wake-up time. Experts recommend dispersing one of several essential oils either in your room or in the bathtub before you go to sleep. Oils include lavender, lemon, bergamot, sage, and jasmine. Recent studies prove that reading contributes significantly to reduce stress and better sleep. The research found that reading a good book before bed can help reduce stress levels by as much as 68%, a higher number than that associated with other common nighttime rituals, like sipping tea, listening to music, or going for a walk. The researchers found that it takes just 6 minutes of reading to significantly relax your body and your mind. For reading in bed, skip the overhead light or bright task lamp. Instead, use a small book light, which clips onto the book you're reading and aims a concentrated stream of light onto the pages. These have the added benefit of keeping your bed partner in the dark. In terms of wattage, the National Sleep Foundation recommends keeping it at or below 50 to 60 watts. In the words of Dr. J. Todd Arnett, director of the Behavioral Sleep Medicine program at the University of Michigan Medical School, it's not that reading triggers something in the brain, it's just that reading is a quiet, sedentary sort of situation where the existing sleepiness exerts itself. A relaxation script is like a mantra that you perform before you go to sleep each night. They can involve visualization and daydreaming. Usually, a script will ask the reader to focus on something external and concentrate on breathing until they are fully relaxed, at which time they are ready to drift off. People who suffer from insomnia often find the same things happening night after night as they try to fall asleep. They glance at the clock, get up to check on children or pets, go through a mental checklist of what they need to do the next day, check their phone, and so on. The result of a sleep investigation performed on insomniacs was released in 2003. It showed that participants who were asked to force themselves to stay awake were unable to do so. The study consisted of 34 insomniacs who were divided into two groups. One group was instructed to try and sleep as they normally would. The second group was instructed to stay awake. They were told to lie in bed with their eyes open and to stay still. They were not allowed to use any external stimuli, such as television and computers, to keep themselves awake. The group who tried to keep their eyes open fell asleep very quickly. So paradoxically, trying to stay awake will actually put you to sleep. Visualization, also known as guided imagery, and a close cousin of meditation and hypnosis, can shift brainwave activity, and specific images can be learned that promote the brain's movement toward deep, restful sleep. You should first imagine in your mind's eye places that you have experienced where you felt deeply relaxed and peaceful. It may have been at the ocean, sitting in a favorite room, or walking in the mountains. Imagine closing your eyes and walking to that place again. Notice as many sensory details as you can, such as the time of day, the colors, warmth or coldness, texture, sounds, and any people or animals present. Then visualize this place for a few minutes before you go to bed.